Hi, so we can talk about something about like EC2 instance purchasing options in AWS. I feel like this is more essential. It should be known by everyone. And more on top of that, we have one real-time example that will completely correlate to each of our topics that we are going to discuss. Okay, and let's get into the video very soon on this topic. Okay, so EC2 instance, the purchasing options, it's very more important, and I feel it is more essential. You should be knowing it before you create an EC2 instance. So there are different types. Then we have a real-time example, and we can see how exactly these examples are going to correlate. Uh, let's get into the video. Okay, the first one of the options that we're going to talk about is on demand. This is something called very by default option. So if user doesn't know where exactly they have to check, you can go into the AWS console and you can check it by check the Google or checking the documentation. You can check it. This is a default for the option. Uh, so there are some other options also there that you can tweak the configuration when you are building an EC2 instance. So what exactly this type of instance says. So when the user pays for this instance by an hour or second with no long-term commitment or upfront payment required. So basically, like what exactly it says is like, so since it is a default, so user when they launch the EC2 instance, they can, based on the usage, it will get calculated based on the CPU usage, based on the hours spent. So basically, like how much time that you have spent on that EC2 instance, how much of time the business has used that EC2 instance. Based on that, it will get generated, and you have to pay the particular bill. Okay, the moving on to the next one is all about the reserved instance. A reserved instance offered a significant discount on the hourly rate of the instance in exchange for committing to 1 or 3 year term. So basically, you reserve an instance for 3 or 4 year of term or 2 year of term. You will get some significant discounts. Basically, you won't get the similar discounts on the on-demand instance. So basically, like the reserved instance can provide up to 75% of the cost saving compared to the on-demand instance. So basically, you will get discount something around 75%, making them a good choice for the workload and consistent usage pattern. So when you have a building a very great applications like mobile, and it's going to run mobile apps, which is going to run for next 4 to 5 years, this is something like very essential, and you won't be releasing those EC2 instances. So basically, you can go for this particular type of instance. Spot instance. Spot spot instance is something that allows the user to bid an unused EC2 capacity. So we have a hardware, we have the physical machines, but EC2 instance, a lot of EC2 VMs are available, but it's not been completely used. You will get uh, some kind of the unused capacity. You can bid it based on that. You can bid like I would like to pay this much of amount for this particular EC2 instance, and then hourly bid prices for the determined by the market demand actually. The spot instance can provide up to 90% of the cost saving compared to the on demand, but the availability of the instance can be terminated within 2 minutes of notice when the spot instance exceeds the user bid. This is very critical when you look for the reliability, resilience. So you should not even go for the spot instance. So when there is a high demand of load, whenever the high traffic is coming, so at that point of time you can consider this kind of instance to bid it. Last one that we are going to talk about, it's a dedicated host. Basically, it's not a VMSN, it's a dedicated host. The dedicated host offer a EC2 server dedicated to specific user accounts of one. For what exactly it's trying to say is like one particular user account, you can have a dedicated physical raw machine, and it provide a more control for the underlying hardware. You can have a granularize and complications and compliance and everything. Dedicated host can be purchased on demand as a reservation actually. So I hope these are all the four different types of options. So let's jump into the real-time example. Okay, so it's time for to check the real-time example, what exactly the real-time example is. Okay, so the real-time example is all about a resort. I feel resort is the correct real-time example to discuss about this particular concept. Okay, let's go one by one. On demand. First, we talk about on demand. This is all about the resort that we have already told. Come and stay in the resort whenever we like. We pay full price. So it's totally relates to on demand instance when we purchase from AWS or we build an instance from an AWS. Okay, number two, let's go on for reserved one. Okay. So reserved one is something like plan ahead. You can plan few days before, and if you plan to stay for a long time, we may get a super discount. And the third one is all about spot instance. This is something like hotel allows the people to bid for the empty room. Highest bidder keeps the room, but once the prices get updated, then you may get kicked off anytime. Okay, this is super cool. Dedicated host. We book entire building of resort. All rooms are completely booked, and yeah, all the food is for you. All the building is for you for the dedicated amount of time or dedicated amount of the period of time that you can use it. Okay, I hope this particular example would help you to understand the concept. We'll see you on the another video. If you like this particular video, you can hit the like button and you can subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.